Hey, this is Spktrm, and you're watching Womp TV. My name is Raphael Johnson. Music world, I suppose I'm known as Spktrm. I'm currently based in Michigan, from Brooklyn, New York. Lived there for about 14-ish years. I definitely developed a bit of a reputation for making stuff that was on the harder end of the spectrum, no pun intended. But as of the last several years or so, I've segued into a much more like avant-garde, futuristic sound. It's 24th century jazz. Last time I was here was in the summer of 2009, I believe. So it's been a couple years, I guess. And that was when I was touring with Diesel Boy and the whole Monsters of the Jungle crew. We played the Electric Daisy Carnival. It's probably the biggest crowd I played. I played a couple other festivals, but EDC Los Angeles was awesome. So. If I'm playing a deeper set, I tend to not want one as often, but it really would have depends on the venue and the turnout for the night. I'm playing, heavier, more rolling stuff, dance-oriented stuff like I'll be playing tonight. I prefer to have one because it just adds to the hype. It adds to the element there, especially when it's a larger crowd like there is tonight. This venue usually sees like a couple thousand people every time they do it. So, but the key is them knowing when to chat and when to be silent. I know it's a bit of a blunt statement, so no, I'm not hating on any MCs out there, but that's the reality. There's not a date yet because the album it's not quite half done. We've done about 3 or 4 tunes for it so far. It is going to be the first Spktrm solo album. It's going to be released on Gridlok's label, Project 51. I'm hoping by like early 2012 we'll be, in the close to the final stages, because he's actually going to do revamp it and do analog masters for everything. So that could add a little bit of time. So definitely in 2012. I was shooting for about 10 to 12. I'm considering possibly doing 8, but that's the lowest I'll go. Some artists are doing like 6-track LPs. I don't want to go that low because to me that's more like an EP. But it's primarily going to be drum and bass. Obviously, there are going to be 1 or 2 songs on it that are not drum and bass, but they're not like dubstep or anything else. They're just, there's no name for the genre. There's some atmospheric bits I'm working on, possibly some down-tempo stuff as well. The drum and bass on it, though, is going to be quite different from what people have heard from me who have bought any of the several releases I've had out over the last few years. So expect something very futuristic and different. The working title was Relevance, but that's probably not going to be the final title. Gridlok and I have had some talks about that, and I think we're going to shoot for something a bit deeper. But the concept, the term relevance was derived from the fact that it's a bit of the older sound, classic drum and bass. I wouldn't say back in the hardcore era by any means, but like late 90s or so. I'd say albums like Photek's Modus Operandi are definite primary influences in the kind of music that you're going to hear when this thing actually drops. It's very broken, it's not going to be very rolling, it's not necessarily club oriented, so I don't play a lot of the tunes out. This is a psychological album. I think that people need to realize or be brought back to the concept of what drum and bass used to be in a sense, which is, it's, in my opinion, the logical progression of hip hop, jazz, funk, soul, rock, all that stuff, but combined.